Welcome back to coverage of the Innistrad Championship. We're going to get right into the upper finals. Ailey Loney alongside Cedric Phillips. Now, two upper finalists are Simon Görtzen and Riku Kumagai. Izzet Phoenix versus Golgari Food. And I know, you know, everybody knows that Simon and the Izzet Phoenix players do not want to see Golgari Food. This is going to be an uphill battle for Simon.
It's bad news for Simon, who, of course, does coverage from time to time, more focusing on competitive play right now for him, and that focus has generated wins as it oftentimes does with him, However, a win is going to be difficult to come by here because this matchup is extremely difficult. Gonna need Kumagai to stumble and fumble, and Simon's going to have to hit the ceiling of his draws. It's not impossible, simply improbable, and we'll see what happens.
Taking a look at these opening hands, I must say I very much prefer Simon's at this point, as Riku's going to take a mulligan. Wasn't too happy with that opening hand, as there was no black source. Did have the Trail of Crumbs, but it was a bit of a clunker. So this one, it looks a teeny tiny bit better. There is the Goose. We can make black mana off of that, but still not amazing.
Yeah, it's not significantly better. I don't think that he's thrilled with this hand as Kumagai, but it is good enough to keep, apparently, so we will keep it, and we'll be underway here in a moment.
Yeah.
This should be good. This should be good, I hope, because Simon is bringing a different build of this Izzet Phoenix strategy to the battlefield with Delvers, Finale of Promise, and stuff like that. So I would say non-traditional.
Oh, certainly. We've seen Izzet Phoenix take very many different shapes and sizes, and with the introduction of Delver of Secrets and Dragon's Rage Channeler, you know, it's delivers quite the punch pretty darn quickly. So ideally for Simon, you know, Delver of Secrets, if that's his turn one play, hopefully that flips on turn two and gets to smacking. 3 points of damage on turn two. Sounds like a good plan.
Well, how do we want to kick it off? Do we want to start with Dragon Rage Channeler or Delver of Secrets? Whatever this pathway yields will answer that question. It is going to be old DRC.
Dragon's Rage Channeler allowing Simon to control the top of the library with each non-creature spell that's cast. The Spire Bluff Canal is the draw. I'll play that as the land for turn here, potentially. Let's do the easy thing first. Let's swing here with Dragon's Rage Channeler. This little plant, unlikely to jump in the way here. And we're going to see the Delver of Secrets, Unholy Heat, likely to be played on the end step, as there's another oven, and that's not what Kumagai wants to see.
Now, it's not like Kumagai needs a lot here to get going. It's really just kind of an untapped black source, ideally, to get rolling, because one of the benefits to the strategies that he's playing this weekend in Golgari Food is that so many of his cards are cheap, so he doesn't need a lot of mana to work with. He can operate pretty well off of just 2 lands, you know? If he's able to find an untapped land, ideally a black source, it's an oven and a cat, and you buying time. Now, things start to get a little bit more difficult, however, because Pillar of Flame, the reveal to transform the Delver into Insectile Aberration. And now, truth be told, the race is on, and this is what it's got to look like here for Görtzen.
I love it. Just being able to take care of that Goose. And this is the kind of situation that Simon needs to find himself in up against the Golgari Food deck in the hands of Riku Kumagai. He needs this deck to stumble because it can just get rolling so gosh darn quickly with Cat Oven, with the Goose, with the Trail of Crumbs.
And this is a very aggressive use of Pillar of Flame, unquestionably. But right now, it's like, okay, you're fumbling around, you're stumbling around, you bricked again. He doesn't know that yet, but he will. And it's like, I just got to get this game over with as fast as I can. It's the same thing I said when we covered this same matchup previously. The longer the game goes, the worse it is for Izzet Phoenix. So, look, Pillar of Flame in that context might be a little bit non-traditional, I guess I would say. But given how the matchup plays out, it's the kind of thing you have to do.
Yep. Clear the way, get to the life total, and whittle it down to 0 as quick as possible. Ravenous Squirrel is the sole cast here for Riku Kumagai. As now we're gonna get to doing some fun stuff here. Faithless Looting was the draw. Opt is going to go into the graveyard. Let's get some extra cards. Expressive Iteration is a great find here for Simon. And we're cooking on all cylinders at this point.
Yeah, looks like the Island and the Finale of Promise are going to go into the graveyard. Unholy Heat's going to take care of the Squirrel. Going to get the trigger here. Iteration We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised to see that go away as well, and it's going to. So again, it's just clearing the way so that DRC can get more points of damage in.
And there finally is an untapped land, but it's gonna hurt. We're gonna go down to 9 here for Riku Kumagai if he wants to double spell this turn, and I can't imagine that he wouldn't want to.
It is going to hurt. The question is now, is it too little too late? Overgrown Tomb almost certainly has to enter the battlefield untapped, bringing Kumagai down to 9. And then what are the spells going to be? Is it going to be Cat plus Oven? Is it going to be Fatal Push? What's the plan right now? Oven is, I think, the easy part. The other one's a little bit more difficult. Maybe it's easy to just say you're just going to push the Insectile Aberration, and that solves that problem, the main clock that Simon has going. So there you go.
Fatal Push is going to go after the Dragon's Rage Channeler instead. Didn't see that one coming, did you?
I did not. DRC definitely has what I would say is a higher ceiling as far as its impact on the game.
Expressive Iteration going to be fired off here. 2 Steam Vents, plus an additional copy of Expressive Iteration is the find for Simon. Where are these Phoenixes? There you are.
Asking you shall
find.
Yeah, the question is, do you want to keep it? The answer is yes.
Yeah, with a Faithless Looting in the graveyard. Maybe you can string together a couple of spells next turn. There's another Fatal Push, though, for Riku Kumagai. Can he stabilize? Even
the old hardcast here is probably of interest as well. That was interesting, that push tricky. on that DRC. Because DRC has a really, really high ceiling, so I understand where we're coming from there.
Fatal Push will take care of Insectile Aberration. Unholy Heat off the top of the library. Will we see the Arclight Phoenix hardcast? Yes, indeed.
Yes, we will.
Just keep swinging, swinging, swinging. Hey, there's land number 3. Okay, now, as it stands, we have a land. There's a cat. There is Trail of Crumbs. There's food out. So there's a couple of life to be gained here for Riku Kumagai. Is that going to be enough here?
There's multiple ovens. There's... This is why the food mechanic. We think of food with Trail of Crumbs and we think of oven. We don't think about sacrificing food to gain 3 life all that often. Yep. How impactful is that? Right now, it appears to be very, very impactful.
It's very relevant. Can Kumagai afford to put this Trail of Crumbs into play now? Or is that the plan here? To use the cat, gain 2 life there with the Witch Oven combination, and get the 2 life off of the food. Excuse me, the 3 life. I think that's what he's going to go for here.
Okay, so we're just going to leave the mana available. Simon's going to go to Expressive Iteration. This is big for him.
Ooh,
it's not great. Looting clearly the best of the bunch.
Yeah. All right, let's get to looting. Let's see what we can find here. Can Simon string together some more lethal threats?
It's a high ceiling when looting and Arclight Phoenix are involved.
Okay.
There's another looting.
All right. Come on, looting.
Yep.
You're rooting for Simon. Now is the time to bring forth 2 Arclight Phoenixes. No, you didn't root hard enough. So, yeah, Riku's happy about that.
We're getting a little bit of a smile there.
React.
Yeah.
That was wonderful. That is how big that was. We got a smile out of Riku Kumagai, which you don't often see. So he is very pleased about that, and the game could very well shift back in his favor at this point.
So now up to 4. And remember, this is a game, and this shows how difficult this matchup is for Simon, right? Simon's start was ideal, or pretty close to it. A Dragon's Rage Channeler wasn't a 3/3, so that's about the only thing that was missing from the equation, right? But Kumagai missed a couple of land drops, had to keep a shaky 1-lander where the first land entered the battlefield tapped. Simon had to get very aggressive with his spot removal to just clear the way to let the damage keep coming through. And even through all of that...
It's okay.
This is looking like it's getting away from Simon, which is pretty wild to think about how the first handful of turns played out.
It does. Those lands were timely. The Cat Oven combo is keeping Kumagai alive here, and now he's able to execute this game plan of Trail of Crumbs, sacrifice the cat, sacrifice the food, go digging, and find relevant permanence off the top of the library. How about some land, Cedric? That seems like a good place to start.
It's not the worst place to start, but what's so great about this particular deck, this build of Golgari food, is again, it doesn't need a lot of mana to operate. You know, it can work totally fine off of just having 2 or 3 lands. We're seeing Kumagai here being able to operate fairly seamlessly with just 3 lands.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's this deck maxes out at 2 mana. So, you know, you can operate on just an itty-bitty little bit of land. As the turn gets passed back to Simon Görtzen, he draws a Dragon's Rage Channeler, Faithless Looting ×3, hanging out in the graveyard. He needs to close us out quickly, and he needs some hasty threats to do so.
Yeah, I mean, this game's got to end basically this turn.
Yeah.
So that means we got to find a boatload of Phoenixes.
Come on, Birdie. And that also, to me, is why Riku Kumagai went after the Dragon's Rage Channeler.
Yep.
Just that look before you cast, before the spell resolves. Just that Dragon's Rage Channeler, getting some extra stuff in the bin, clearing the way, trying to dig deeper in. Oof,
Yeah,
these
so
draws are not good. There's a Birdie.
and man, Birdie's in the wrong spot right now, though. It's in the grip. And it kind of took me by surprise a little bit, killing the Dragon's Rage Channeler, because it's much better in the long term than in the short term, right? Because it's only dealing 1 as opposed to 3, which is what Insectile Aberration was dealing. So in the short term, if you think the game is going to be very compressed, you want to actually kill, in my opinion, the Insectile Aberration. But if you think the game is going to go a couple of more turns, it's more important to get the DRC off the battlefield. That's how Kumagai thought things were going to go. Yeah. There's a reason that he is in this position in this tournament, and it's plays like that do make a lot of sense. And now this game is really, really getting away from Simon.
It is at that. You can just see how confident Riku is with the deck's ability to claw back from the brink of death, in essence. It's just incredible to see this deck operate. Now, to add some more woes to Simon's worries here, there's also a Meat Hook Massacre. Yep. Which makes every single cat oven sacrifice deal 2 more damage to Simon.
Makes it just that much better. And so while Riku is getting back into this game, stabilizing in this game, also working on the opponent's life total, which is cutting the number of draw steps that Simon has to actually get back into this game. So simultaneously coming back while starting to win as well.
Just a deliberation here. Does Riku want to fire off that Meat Hook Massacre? Does he feel confident enough that the life total will stay high enough? How does he lose here? That is the thing that he's thinking. If there are 2 Phoenixes, am I dead?
Yeah, I think that's the question, right? Is if 2 Phoenixes do arise from the graveyard, is that how I lose? And is there anything that I can do about that? That's I think the calculation at this moment.
We're going to go for a main phase sacrifice here. Trail Crumbs is going to take a look-ski on top of the library, finds another land. Cat comes back down. Just a bit of a padding of the life total there, and also the ability to sacrifice a food token if necessary.
So Finale of Promise is a very high upside draw.
Yeah.
Now what Simon will do with it is, of course, a bigger question, but this is a very, very, very high upside draw here.
I mean, he's got to go digging, right? Because what?
Yeah, it's just...
Kumagai is effectively at 10 if the cat is sacrificed and the food is eaten.
Mm-hmm.
So he needs to find 2 Phoenixes and a Go Face spell.
Also going to start with Faithless Looting being flashback, which is something Kumagai expected. Delver and Fading Hope, aptly named.
Hey, now let's be positive here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just this game is fading away from him. It's just I'm honest in what I see.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be a Consider and a Pillar of Flame. Okay.
So if we do pillar, let's see, consider plus pillar. Pillar is going to be going to the dome, so that's going to bring down to 5. Consider
So
needs to mill over a phoenix.
it has to
I
be
would
a
presume.
phoenix.
It's not.
Just couldn't get there. So down to 2 goes Kumagai. Well, just with 1 bird. With both birdies, we'll have to sacrifice the food token here. Courtesy of this here itty bitty kitty cat.
Yep, so you make a food via the oven, sacrificing the cat. Then you use the land and the treasure to sacrifice the food. You go down to 2. Okay.
More cats.
Yep.
Now, Meathook Massacre. It's gonna come on down. Potentially here. For Kumagai.
Massacre is an option. Another Cauldron Familiar is somewhat interesting as well. There is an untapped land to play right now, too.
Big thank you for Kumagai.
Yeah, this is the majority of the turns this game for Kumagai have been crucial. I don't want to undersell them, the prior ones.
Yeah.
But this one does require a little bit of a think too on the best way to use Massacre and these familiars, and just basically you want to get yourself up to about 7. You want to get yourself up to about 7.
Yeah.
If you can.
Just to feel a little more comfortable.
I think he should be operating with the expectation that phoenixes are going to come back.
Yeah.
Right, at least 2, because there's a Faithless Looting in the graveyard. You assume your opponent probably has at least 1 other spell in hand, so the phoenixes that have gone away are probably going to come back to the battlefield.
Do or die time here for Simon.
With
the permanence on the battlefield, you've got to think that Kumagai, if he gets another turn, he could pretty easily wrap it up next. After this.
So, bye-bye DRC. Okay.
Looting into looting.
I think Delver probably goes. Question now is, do you want to keep? I don't know if you can keep Expressive Iteration. I think you might have to keep the cheapies.
Yeah. Yeah, keep the looting and the Fading Hope. Draw.
Yeah, I think you just
hopefully
I think you
find
just
the
have to
other bird.
keep. Yeah, I think you just have to keep the 1 mana spells.
Yeah. Loot one more time with feeling. Can we find another phoenix?
I think it's got to be this turn for Simon, and Kumagai is okay.
He's sweating a little bit over there. He's like, yeah, okay, this isn't great.
DRC's helping. Peel
let's go,
2.
Let's go, Phoenix. Oh, another Pillar of Flame though.
Okay, so
that goes face.
3, 6, 7, 8 sack. Boy, is he getting close.
Oh my goodness me, it's tense times here for Simon Görtzen in this very unfavorable matchup for him. He's gotten so close to killing Kumagai, but this deck has just clung on for dear life.
So if this is
have 9 lives for good reason.
So if this is upstairs,
1 more chance.
Down to 3, 2 phoenixes come back. Is this actually lethal right now?
Well, that's 6. The cat gets sacked. Doesn't have enough to eat the food. I
Food?
think he's got it. No, wait, with a Meathook Massacre as well?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah,
wow.
that's it.
So it's Pillar of Flame or another phoenix in that instance that gets the job done. And Simon able to come all the way back.
Hang on. Was he considering Meathook Massacre there?
So Meathook Massacre, when you sacrifice stuff, they lose life.
They lose life. Right. So
yeah, it's when their stuff dies. It's when their stuff dies.
Yeah, he was exactly dead. Yeah. Because oh wow, that Pillar of Flame, I like it.
Oof.
I've seen Simon board that card out against this matchup. Maybe we should keep it in. Maybe. That was tense. Good grief.
It's those burn spells that really helped Simon just kind of keep going and keep going. And Riku was getting very close to stabilizing. There's a flashpoint and a threshold as far as the number is concerned where Simon was not ever going to be able to come back. But he just kind of kept whittling away and finding enough spells to bring those phoenixes back. So kudos to Simon. Really, really well navigated game. But that also kind of goes to show you just how hard it is.
It's tough.
For Izzet Phoenix to beat this deck. Just how hard.
I mean, and a one-lander to start without any black source? Like, there was a big handicap on Riku's start.
Yeah.
So if he operates efficiently how the deck wants to, you know, 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, go, engine online, it's going to be a very different ballgame.
Absolutely. Now, for Simon, if you're rooting for him and his unique build on Izzet Phoenix, that's a huge W. That's a huge W, because if we get ourselves to a third game, that means he'll be on the play for the third game. So that's a huge, huge victory if we're looking ahead a little bit. If you're rooting for Riku, it's pretty easy. And this is why I think he's so calm. He's like, well, you know, one lander, a lot of things went wrong there, and I almost won, and now here we go again.
Are we looking at game 1? He had 3 monkey massacres in hand the last time.
Well, this hand is significantly better.
Yes, this hand, I very much like this one. So this is going to be a little bit more of a struggle. Well, not that the first game wasn't, but a little bit more so this time around for Simon Görtzen. So what are we sending back? It looks like it's going to be a massacre. Maybe. Or, you know, you could just play that out on turn 2, because why not? Nope. Let's send that back. Let's kick things off here with a goose. Honk honk. Ooh. Hey, now that's quite nice.
Simon with a 1-lander here, but has the ability to work himself into his library with Faithless Looting to find an additional land. So,
oh yeah,
don't think he's overly concerned, would be my guesstimation.
I think he's pretty comfortable at this point. Just gotta hope that there's no Trail of Crumbs shenanigans on turn 2 here for Riku Kumagai, which there isn't. We're gonna see the Dragon's Rage Channeler targeted here by Fatal Push. Get that off the battlefield. And get some kitty cats going here.
So just starting to kind of slowly but surely get some things online. Maelstrom Pulse is a clean answer to things. Good draw there from Simon with an island and Deadly Dispute. That'll work itself into the equation eventually. That's a pretty good draw step, because you don't have the looting for lands here in this instance. You're just kind of like, okay, I've kind of just got my stuff.
Yeah. So Grim Lavamancer is going to be the first thing on the battlefield, allowing Simon to keep up a Fading Hope, as well as an opt for the end step, if there is no removal to worry about.
Lavamancer is a pretty nice card in this instance.
Yeah, just another way to deal some extra damage.
Uh-huh.
It's like, I have all these cards in my bin, so I'm going to throw them at you now.
Yep, can manage Gilded Goose. Those are not ideal draw steps in those couple of lands. There's no Trail of Crumbs here right now, so for Kumagai, things are not coming together all that well in this exact moment. So I'm going to add Lures to the grip, okay. Maybe someone wants to actually go opting or not right now.
Might be interested in turn 3 Arclight Phoenix.
Yeah, this is a little bit interesting on if he should actually cast anything. That's why you're seeing him pause right now.
Yeah.
Looks like he is going to opt. I don't think he wants a Delver.
Expressive Iteration, not too shabby.
Okay,
there's the land.
Now he's got a question on what he wants to do on this turn, because depending on how the Faithless Looting goes, it's a high ceiling turn, or you could take a more conservative route with Expressive Iteration this turn, which is of course look at the couple of cards. One of them ideally is a land, so that takes care of itself, yada yada yada. So this is a lot more conservative.
Yeah. Can he afford to be conservative though?
I'm gonna weirdly say yes to that, and here's my reason why. Kumagai's last turn was get Luris.
Yeah.
That is a sign of weakness, not strength.
Yeah. That's I have nothing else to do, so come here. draw
And
stat here.
while still having up a Lavamancer activation, which can handle lures. So I can't believe I'm gonna say it.
Mm-hmm.
Simon's looking okay right now. He's looking okay. We have, you and I and everybody else have kind of hammered home, and even the players too, of just how bad this matchup is for Izzet Phoenix.
Yeah.
Simon's build is non-traditional, but he's looking okay.
Grim Lavamancer is able to get that goose off the battlefield, so there's the food producer taken care of for the time being. Lurrus and Maelstrom Pulse in hand, a couple of lands, and the cat hanging out in the graveyard for Kumagai. Simon could go ham this turn.
He could. This is this turn has an extremely high ceiling.
Well, let's see what he wants to do. Opt is going to kick things off here. Let's have a look-see on top of the library. Can he find another Phoenix? It's a land, so we're going to send that back. Oh, Unholy Heat. Fading Hope can also scry.
Uh-huh. I mean, just how... Ugh, boy.
He's just like, nah, I'm just going to smack you. Let's just get these things off the battlefield. How's that?
Kind of interesting. This maybe maybe a Delver follow-up or something? Let's see. Nothing at all. Okay.
Okay, Fatal Push.
Some more setup. I guess this is also a turn where you're leaving up Unholy Heat because you're saying, I do want to make sure that when Lurrus shows up, it just dies.
Yeah.
That's the way that I... Continue, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, because now Kumagai is incentivized to kill this Grim Lavamancer and then hopefully force a reaction out of Simon, but I don't think he'll be too sad to see this die.
Yeah, Simon using up his graveyard right away, I think, because of Soul Guide Lantern being a card that's in the equation in the matchup.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this turn's interesting with the whole Lurrus thing, right? Because Lurrus doesn't really have anything all that great to get back. So you'd rather have a higher ceiling with how you're going to use Lurrus. Right now, if you're Kumagai, I think you're just getting back like a Gilded Goose, which doesn't really impact anything. So I wouldn't be surprised to see no play from Kumagai.
Oh, that's fair. He needs his own stuff set up here, as we were seeing Simon craft his hand. He's going to find the right opportunity to strike. Now, Crackling Drake is a very, very good draw here for Simon.
Drake's the kind of card that requires an answer. It can kill very, very quickly. Puts a lot of stress on Kumagai to have the right removal spell. Now, we see Kumagai's hand, Maelstrom Pulse, Fatal Push, ability to sacrifice something for the Revolt on Fatal Push. Not hard to do. But it just seems like this is a good test threat that at the very least also draws a card.
Simon is looking into our souls.
Hey, buddy.
Just making sure. We're going to get an attack in here. Nope. Kitty Cat would just jump out of the graveyard like you mentioned. That would trigger Revolt. That would kill the Crackling Drake, so...
Yep.
Simon's hanging back.
I was there in 2010 when Simon won that Pro Tour in San Diego with Jund.
Mm-hmm.
He was very, very, very impressive that weekend. Really solidified himself as one of the best players in the game at that time. His play continues to impress. I can't believe I'm going to say this. 11 years later.
Jeez. Maelstrom Pulse takes care of the Crackling Drake. No further play here from Kumagai, and this is going to be great news for Simon. Seeing that Maelstrom Pulse dealt with, gotta think, okay, maybe now we can look at getting multiple copies of our birds out.
Hey, you see, he's one thing Simon is a lot when he plays. He's very patient.
Yeah.
So I think some players would have probably fired off Faithless Lootings.
Yeah.
At least one by now. I'm fidgeting wanting to cast one, or
Yeah.
like a Delver or a something. And he's just being extremely patient. Maybe he's trying to play around, Meat Hook Massacre or something, but he's being extremely patient right now. And now by finding a negate, that's the kind of card that might change the equation for him on how active he wants to get on this turn, because he has some reactive permission that can protect himself.
See, this is why they're there and we're not. It's because we just want to jam stuff, but now it makes so much more sense because, hey, cool, we can still get the Phoenix out, but now we have a way to protect it.
Yeah, how high is Simon valuing the Delver's secrets that he's had? Clearly that question has just been answered. He's letting that go. Now he's going to opt. Don't need that one. You can do better than a land.
Oh, the Crackling Drake.
Okay. Does he want to cast looting before playing the land? It looks like the answer to that question is yes. Okay. It's kind of a meh there on the looting.
Couple more lands. Grim Lavamancer is going to love this turn, though. Just like, oh, for me? Look at all the things I can kill. Nice. Okay, so only the one Phoenix after all this time. Just the one birdie.
Yeah, not the most impressive. Lavamancer's still going to hang back for the reasons that you mentioned last turn with the Cauldron Familiar kind of poking in out of nowhere, whatever. So, yep, another bad draw step.
And Kumagai needs to find some of his engine pieces. This isn't going very well.
Yeah, this negate that Simon has found is kind of the nuts right now. It's the ultimate. It's the ultimate protection spell. That's really obvious thing to say. But basically, the way I'm looking at this negate right now is this negate is more or less reserved for Trail of Crumbs.
Yep.
If you need to counter something else, you can. But I think that Simon might be thinking, I found a gate now. My opponent is doing essentially nothing. Yeah. So if Trail of Crumbs, I'm going to save this for Trail of Crumbs unless I have a reason to use it otherwise.
Yep. Because he knows, he's seen, Kumagai is doing essentially nothing. He hasn't got his engine online. He's not applying any pressure. So, yeah, the world is his oyster at this point. Ooh, does this open up the gate, though, for him to kill something here?
So they're going to kill the plant token with the Lavamancer activation. Shields down a little bit. Fading Hope is still at the ready.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not going to be a move here from Kumagai.
Unholy Heats aplenty. Faithless Looting. Number 3 in the grip for Simon Görtzen. It's going to go to the Faithless Looting in the graveyard. Let's find some more cards. Yeah. As a Consider, an Expressive Iteration. Another Faithless Looting is going to hit the bin, potentially. He'd love to find another land.
Yeah, land wouldn't be so bad. I mean, it's kind of interesting how he's starting off this turn. You could make an argument for just attacking first. He wants to start things off with the looting because that may influence how he wants to play the rest of the turn, which could be finding another copy of Arclight Phoenix. But Simon, again, is being extremely, extremely conservative. There's Trail of Crumbs. I don't think so.
Get out of here.
No, 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 no.
What Riku would have loved to have seen.
Under no circumstance is that happening. But
in this circumstance, Lyra says, hey, now that's mine. Stop touching.
So now things get interesting because now that Trail of Crumbs is here, we already know Simon has an answer to Lyris, right? We see the Unholy Heat. Great. So now that Trail of Crumbs is here, now I think Simon has to maybe turn up the heat a little bit and get a little bit more proactive because he's been very cautious, slow, building, working, all this other stuff. Now the Trail's here, you might have to actually get rolling.
You saw him sit up in his seat, Cedric. It's go time.
Yeah.
It's go time. Come on, let's get a big old Crackling Drake out here, Simon.
And I'm curious to see how Simon wants to get rolling because you can go the Drake route, you can go the Faithless Looting route, maybe start your turn off with Expressive Iteration. There's a lot of pathways here as far as options are concerned. Crackling Drake is very large.
Hey, I like Pedal to the Metal. Make Kumagai have an answer for this, or he's dead, effectively, next turn.
It's also worth noting that Trail of Crumbs, it finds permanence.
Yep.
Right? So it doesn't find Fatal Push or any of the spot removal spells, to be able to take care of Crackling Drake, really. If Massacre's left in, that's a thing it can find. It's another cute little aspect of the deck building with the deck.
Cute. Golgari is not cute.
Okay, well, hater in the house.
They're fearsome and grotesque. And there's a cat, so it's cute. But yeah, we're going to see Cauldron Familiar come back in. Trail of Crumbs He's going to go digging on top of the library. What can Kumagai find? And he finds the massacre.
You found the massacre. Okay.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Okay.
He ain't out of it yet. Let's go. Soldier familiar back on the battlefield. Meat Hook Massacre in hand. Let's kill some stuff.
1, 2. Okay, so now how's Simon going to respond? Could
Fading
Fading
Hope?
Hope
Yeah.
something of his own?
Let's do that.
And if you look at it that way, you save your Drake. You don't care if your Phoenix dies, realistically, because there's no Soul Guide Lantern on the battlefield right now. So you're kind of just losing a Lavamancer in this exchange. Some triggers from the Meat Hook Massacre. We don't want to undersell those.
Ding, 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 ding. That just keeps the life total up. Ping Simon for 1. Okay, so...
Okay. Okay.
Ooh, how much is that? 6?
At least, if he wants it to be.
Yeah. I still like just shoving with the Drake. You know, maybe hopefully find an answer or a protection spell for it. Let's see what Expressive Iteration has on top. It's 2 Considers plus the Steam Vents.
Side. Okay.
Consider. Are we considering what's on top of the library here? Is a land?
Yeah, Fabled Passage. That's going to go away. Let's see what this is. Okay, Spire Bluff Canal. So this could be... I'm really curious about how much Simon wants to turn up the heat here. If we can still go the Kraken Drake route if we want to. It looks like he's not going to. Hasn't played a land yet this turn, mind you. Okay. This is gonna ETB untapped, I presume. Looting. At least one Phoenix going down.
2
Let's
now.
make it 2 of them, huh?
Hey, there you go. That's the way to turn up the heat.
That's right.
Woo!
Because now the trail has shown up, Simon knows I gotta get moving.
Yep.
I gotta get moving now.
A better way to do it with 3 hasty threats.
Yep.
That's 9 points of damage. Swinging on in here. So the clock is ticking for Riku Kumagai. Simon Görtzen finding everything he can to help here. Oi.
Look who's late to the party.
You needed to be on the battlefield last turn, my friend.
Oh, boy.
Curses be upon you, Soul Guide Lantern. Oh, man. Kumagai, you got any more of those Meat Hook Massacres?
Oh.
Because he's gonna need one now. It's gotta be... He can stabilize with the cat and the food. But yeah, I would be digging for a Meat Hook Massacre at this point. Get that battlefield clear.
If there are still that many in the deck, because we have seen in this matchup where some players actually board out quite a few of these, and they bring in cards like Maelstrom Pulse and Bone Shards and stuff like that. And less focus on the Meat Hook Massacre in the sideboarded games.
Yeah, Maelstrom Pulse would be perfect, but he's only got one and he's used it already.
Yep. And of course, Maelstrom Pulse being a temporary solution to the Phoenix problem. So here's the squirrel.
He's got a squirrel. There's a bird. It's fine. It's not fine. Spoiler alert. Simon Görtzen is very, very close to victory here. Kumagai needs to navigate this so carefully to stay alive.
Gonna press Simon's advantage a little bit more here. I have to imagine he likes his positioning. He does have some removal. Again, there's Trail of Crumbs engine online, the food engine being online. You can gain some life right now. Gain 3 of it and trigger the trail. So this life total is going to fluctuate quite a bit. It feels like 3 points at a time in some respects.
Yeah.
There is no oven here yet. That might be what Kumagai is searching for and hasn't found.
Yep. Can also get the Ravenous Squirrel down to start sacrificing a couple of things.
Might be a really good draw.
Hey now, there's a hasty threat.
It might just be a hard cast.
Yeah. If not, why not? Unholy Heat can take care of the Gilded Goose, perhaps?
Yep.
Let's force the sack here on the Ravenous Squirrel.
Mana available, 2, 3. So sacrifice the goose to the tower. Okay, and it still leaves you with push mana available. Yep.
Yeah, push and sack on the squirrel if he wants to go that route.
Yeah, don't forget too that Fatal Push killing an Arclight Phoenix is actually going to gain Riku a life. because of the Meathook Massacre, so that may matter. Also, Squirrel sacrificing something gets you life, and now have found a copy of Witch's Oven. So it's getting interesting. This is going to be 12 points of damage. Yeah, but push is going to kill something, and you're going to gain a life. So I believe Kumagai is going to make it out of this turn.
Yep. Squawk, squawk. Here comes the pigeons, the Arclight Phoenixes, whatever you want to call them. Fatal Push will take care of one of them. Gain a life, down to 3. And here comes the Delver of Secrets.
All right, well, let's see.
We have a game here, friends. Start chowing on some things.
So the other thing that you kind of have to think about too, just a little. I'm not saying this is likely, but Simon's at 12. There's a Ravenous Squirrel. There's a Cauldron Familiar. There's a Witch's Oven. There's a Meathook Massacre. There's a Trail of Crumbs. I'm mentioning all those things because there might just be like a backdoor weird way for Kumagai to kill Simon this turn.
Mm-hmm. Well,
if anybody would know, it would be him.
Yeah.
So,
Soul Guide Lantern. Let's do that. Step 1. I'm just wondering if we'll see like Hive of the Eye Tyrant going. Maybe sacrifice that to get some food.
Right? Like there's some weird things that could potentially happen this turn because there's gonna be some cards seen this turn, presumably because of Trail, Lantern drawing a card, Squirrel drawing cards, like stuff like that. So.
And there goes Soul Guide Lantern. Living Marsh drawn off the top. That's not what Kumagai wants to see. Okay, lots of mana to work with here. Everything's super cheap in this deck. Can Kumagai find a way to survive here?
It's a very uncomfortable feeling if you're Simon. You're just sitting here, you're tapped out.
Yep.
Your hand's fine-ish, but there's no... Ooh, okay. Is there going to be a block? There's no game action you can take besides this one, which is, are you blocking?
Yeah. No, it's down to 8. 2 foods off the squirrel, that's 6 life.
Okay. That's actually a really good thing to point out. It's a really, really good thing to point out.
Yeah, that's a tough little squirrel, so you get 2 meals out of him.
Yep.
Nom nom nom. Or it just takes you that long to chew through it. I don't know. The Trail of Crumbs is going to activate. We're going to get 3 life. Let's take a look on top of the library. What can we find? It's another Meathook Massacre. Oh, but the lantern is gone.
Yeah, and how does that change things right now? Because also not working with a ton of mana at this exact moment, it appears.
1, 2. There's only 3 available because there's nothing on the board to sacrifice. I feel you, man.
2, 3. Actually, hang on.
Wait, no, Cat can come back.
Yeah, so Cat can come back. Cat can come back. Cat can come back via the food. You can sacrifice the cat to the tower, which gives you 2 black, and you have 2 mana available. So you can Massacre for 2 here?
Yeah, clear the board and hope like heck there's not 3 spells.
Right,
Fingers crossed.
So this now, okay, trigger 7 to 6.
And then there's also 4 life off the creatures dying.
Yep,
so
that's the other thing you have to keep in mind
11.
too. Yep, so you sacrifice this. Okay, down to 5. You play Massacre for 2, clean them.
Gain the life.
Yep, you get your 4 triggers.
Trigger. Yay!
Okay, so now, Simon, we have an iteration, we have Faithless Looting, and we have another iteration, so I believe... I believe pigeons, as you say?
There's only 3.
Okay.
There's only 3. 1 got exiled.
Okay.
I feel you, Riku. I'm with you there, buddy. Just breathe. In and out.
This is a heck of a game. This is a heck of a game of Magic between these two.
Unbelievable stuff. So we're gonna go iteration. Consider. Cool. That gets them out of the bin.
Yeah. So no problem. No problem bringing them back. That's going to be, dare I say, the easy part.
Yeah.
Do you play DRC before you play the Consider or the Faithless Looting? Are you looking for, gonna bring this card up again if it's still in the deck, Pillar of Flame.
Yeah, that would do it.
That would do it.
Because there is nothing that Kumagai can do now.
All tapped out.
Shields down. 2 DRCs. Let's go.
Okay, so you're gonna play at least one. Now you're gonna play the other one. This is probably to maximize the consider with all the triggers. Yes.
Let's see. What's on top of the line?
Hey!
Got it.
Okay, is that staying? Yes, it
Hell yeah,
is.
that's staying. Oh my goodness me. Simon Görtzen doing the seemingly impossible and getting the 2-0 here against the Golgari food deck. Absolutely unbelievable stuff. Cedric, if you told me this game was going to go this way, I would have called you a liar, but it has done that. Simon is into the championship match. Congratulations, Simon Görtzen. What a game.
Every day at the conclusion of these events, we do a card of the day, right? Corey or Mani or Maria, they do a card of the day in the booth. Well, I don't know what the betting odds were for Pillar Flame being the card of the day or even being cast in this tournament, but hello, Pillar of Flame.
Go
Both
face.
games being the reason, the little help that Simon needed to get over the finish line. Simon just played some incredible magic.